Shalom, Shalom, and welcome. Welcome, set apart children of the Almighty Father Yahuah. Welcome to you who have been drawn to this message. My name is Symmanayah, and this is End Times Core 4, Transformation Cycles. This is Survival Part 2. This series, my brothers and sisters, presents some of the realities of what we are to face. And if you have not been convinced, I am compelled to believe in due season, each of us who are drawn by the Almighty Father will understand the dynamics of why it is important to be mindful of the word survival. Keep in mind, I am absolutely not suggesting that we put our physical lives ahead of what is ordered by the Almighty Father Yahuah. These words, as it relates to survival, are necessary for specific individuals to fulfill what is written. One of the most common words used versus survival is end time prepping. Yes, even the children of the Almighty Father must prepare. Many of us are all too familiar with Matthew's 25th chapter that talks about the maidens not preparing, not having oil in their lamps. And if you are one who disregard this portion of scripture, know this: Noah prepared before the great flood came. Keep in mind, my brothers and sisters, the final exodus or any other moves ordered by Abba Yahuah do not promise conveniences. Therefore, we will face transformation cycles. We will adjust and adapt to whatever foods, whatever drink that is put before us that is in line with scripture. For I believe the Most High will not cause us to veer from our dietary laws, but we will not have the conveniences that we think we will have. My brothers and sisters, I say in this series, you hear me talk about transformation cycles. I could very well say the word change, end time change. But we will adjust, we'll adapt. And I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that it is important to begin discussing these matters, praying on these matters. Yasharal, set apart Yasharal, it is important to know, though some may prepare, there will be times when we must move. And we will find ourselves not being able to take all the things that we have stored up. There will also be times when those around us may steal and disregard the discipline needed to endure. They will avoid rationing and sharing food so that we can endure. There will be thieves among us. But we can reduce that number by identifying the selfish now, by identifying those who do not seek to discern what the Spirit of Yahuah is saying, and come away from such in our fellowships and groups. In other words, there'll be individuals in some cases that will eat more and sneak to consume more, disregarding the discipline needed to endure. End times will bring about some of the most catastrophic conditions. Don't get mad at the messenger. Don't get angry or disappointed. These are realities. Read the scriptures. The Great Tribulation speaks of much death and destruction. We say we are in end times, but how many of us are seeking earnestly to discern what Abba Yahuah is saying to us, what his Spirit is saying to us? How many of us are seeking to discern his true chosen leaders, his true servants, his true children that are speaking the words that are directed by him to us? There will be those who will begin to just spread out some of the food and water that we have stored out of love. Out of love. Yeah, there will be people who say, oh, if you love me, you'll give me some food, or you love me, you'll give me some water. And we'll think, because of the scripture of love, that that's what we're supposed to do. Search out the scriptures, my brothers and sisters. Not always are we told to do that. Let us not be victim of individuals throwing scriptures at us to make us be reckless in how we use the things that have been given us in preparation for movement, in preparation for enduring until the end. There must be balance, my brothers and sisters. And all too often I've seen people throw scriptures at individuals to get them to comply with their wishes. In some cases, my brothers and sisters, people will become reckless because they're stressed too much and can't think correctly, disregarding the need to discern what the Spirit of Yahusha is saying or saying through another. Also keep in mind, Yasharal, as we try to guard and protect the things that we have, yes, there'll be some among us who have guns with bullets, but people run out of bullets. Guns do malfunction. There'll be people with other weapons of other types, and things do malfunction. Even people can become nervous, shaky, feeble, blinded. You see, my brothers and sisters, there are some things people are doing to try to build a false sense of security. There are some things people are doing to think that they are confidently prepared for what's to come. But know this, my brothers and sisters, those who are led by the Spirit of Yahusha will rise up with the confidence that is necessary to complete the tasks that are given us individually and collectively. My brothers and sisters, we will witness a set-apart nation awakened like never before. We will witness a final exodus, being gathered from the four corners of the earth before the physical return of Yahushua Mashiach. Let us realize, my brothers and sisters, there's a time to move and a time to be still. There will be a time to gather and a time to dish out. There will be a time to speak and a time to be silent. Discipline will come. Transformation cycles have begun, O Yasharal. It would be wise to discuss these realities, for no matter what position we take, our challenges will not be altered. We cannot change the path that is led before us by the Almighty Father. Consider what is written, and I've read this before, and I'll only read this particular passage, but there are other passages that talk about a gathering. He said, do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, who I have created, formed, even made for my esteem. Many people will tell you all of us will be gathered. But they fail to realize, they say, although that he made for his esteem, to fulfill this particular passage and those like it. So not everyone will be gathered. Be mindful, my brothers and sisters. There are scriptures that talks about persecution. There are scriptures that talks about dying for Yahusha's name's sake. There are scriptures that talk about a falling away, and I'll read them later in this passage. In this message. So let us face the realities, O Yasharal. There are many scriptures regarding the final exodus. And please, please, please be advised, not everyone will be participants. I've seen mores, teachers, and other outspoken individuals say that all of Yasharal will be gathered from the four corners of the earth. This is far from the truth. This four corners of the earth is referencing the final exodus before the physical return of Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, unless they're taking a position to say that they believe that gathering is only going to happen at Judgment Day, that's a different story. But as far as these scriptures are prophesying where the Most High promised to bring his children home to the promised land, I assure you, my brothers and sisters, not all will be in the ranks of the final exodus. Some of us will gird up with the power and strength to be martyrs for Yahusha's name. Some of us will stumble and fall out of unbelief or fall victim of wicked leadership and find ourselves in predicaments that will lead to our physical demise due to our own unbelief or rebellion. I am compelled to believe that the Spirit of Yahusha has revealed much. And one of the things he has revealed is that fear will increase among the face of the nations, among individuals. Fear will increase. There will be an uneasiness. And some people don't want to talk about the realities because of fear, because of uneasiness, because it poses a threat or a challenge to their own false narratives that they present. Some people don't want to discuss it because then the conversation becomes who gets to go, who gets to travel here or there, who gets to be gathered from the four corners of the earth, who makes those decisions, how are these decisions executed? A lot of questions can stir and will stir within our minds. But some have chosen to disregard discussing and having these conversations. Some have chosen to not become as iron sharpened iron, moving into the realities of what to expect. But this will not negate, it will not cause to pause nor stop what must and will be, my brothers and sisters. The realities of end times are here, and there are many details. There are many processes in which we will find ourselves being molded, shaped, disciplined, and refined by the hand of the Almighty Father, Spirit, sent in Yahusha's name, working in us, through us, one towards another. We will subject ourselves one to another as the Spirit of Yahusha works in us, through us, one towards another. We will witness chosen leaders rise up. We will witness, yes, chosen mores, chosen teachers, chosen bishops, chosen pastors. And we will also witness growing in discernment and being able to see clearly the wolves in sheep clothing. My brothers and sisters, do not doubt the realities of what's ahead. Consider Matthew 24:6. It says, and you shall begin to hear of fightings and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end is not yet. He said, don't be troubled. See, if we understand what is about to unfold, my brothers and sisters, it should not be a surprise. We should be prepared. We should gird up in the strength of set apartness and be able to navigate through trying times. Some of us will, some of us will not. Matthew 24:9 said, then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated for all nations for my name's sake. Yes, if not I, if not you, we may hear of or even witness a brother or sister being killed for Yahusha's name. Our emotions will be challenged. Our mental state, our physical state will be challenged in end times, my brothers and sisters. We must focus and understand the dynamics of what is expected ahead in spite of all that we see. Yes, we'll cry, we'll weep. But the power of the Almighty Father will give us the strength and fortitude to press on into fulfilling what he has promised. Matthew 24:11 saying, many false prophets shall rise up and lead many astray. You see, my brothers and sisters, there will be those led astray. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 talks about a falling away occurring. Let no one deceive you in any way, because the falling away is to come first, and the man of lawlessness is to be revealed, the son of destruction. You see, that was 2 Thessalonians 2:3. You see, my brothers and sisters, a falling away. Many of us don't, we can easily read it, but how many of us realize that means that there will be some people that we thought was with us that would say, nah, I'm done. Nah, I got to go take care of my brother, my sister, my mother, my father, my cousin, my son or daughter, or whatever excuse. We will find that there will be those who cannot endure, will not stay focused and press into the leading of the Spirit of Yahusha. There will be those who will be unbelieving of those individuals that the Most High has chosen to lead. Remember, Numbers 16th chapter, there was a group that didn't believe Moses and Aaron were to continue leading Yasharal. They challenged, and as a result, the ground opened up and destroyed the rebels, the unbelievers. You see, my brothers and sisters, this is saying among us, people we know, people we trust, people we think that were with us will fall away to the side. Some physically, some will just die. And I'm not being insensitive. Let us be real. These scriptures are real, my brothers and sisters. Matthew 24:24 says, for false messiahs and false prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. If possible, even the chosen ones. My brothers and sisters, I cannot stress enough how we will face transformation cycles during these end times. Some of these transformation cycles will make us stronger in set apartness, and there will be some of us who will not be able to endure. The scriptures must be kept whole. Though we desire everyone to be gathered to the promised land that is part of this set apart family, Yasharal, the truth be told, not everyone will make it before the physical return of Yahushua Mashiach. Because of the severe nature of end times, there are those who have decided to take a position to promote Yeah, we're all going to be gathered from the four corners of the earth before the Mashiach returns. Our final exodus will not happen after the physical return of Yahusha. Our final exodus will occur before the physical return of Yahushua Mashiach. And we cannot hide, nor can we stop what is prophesied and what is written. All that Abba Yahuwah has promised will come to pass. The sooner we come to grips with the realities that we are witnessing end times unfolding, the less painful it would be. The more we can say we look forward to everlasting life with Yahushua Mashiach. My brothers and sisters, the Spirit of Yahuwah is working in us and through us and will prepare us for what is to come. To those who discern, who are obedient, to those who are walking filled with the Spirit, to those who pursue set apartness, we will grow to see the things that we expect that the Most High would have equipped us with the tools and resources necessary to fulfill whatever task He has given us. There will be surprises in the coming days. We will discover that there will be those who will leave us. There just may be others who will gather with us. We will come together, my brothers and sisters. We will face strangers who share the same desire to pursue the will of the Almighty Father, Yahusha. There will be those that we may know that will be with us until the very end, and there will be those who will depart. Pray, my brothers and sisters. Study. Pray some more and seek to discern how to make the correct decision for the up and coming challenges ahead. Yasharal. Oh, Yasharal, there's no doubts in my mind we will face disappointments. People we know will demonstrate sides or behaviors that we would have never anticipated. There will be leaders who will prove to be cowards and or selfish and only look after themselves and or their own blood family versus following the leading of the Spirit of Yahuwah sent in Yahusha's name. But be encouraged, O Yasharal. Be encouraged, my family. There will also be chosen leaders executing orders given by the Spirit of Yahusha. There also will be leaders, set apart leaders, who will sacrifice themselves for us, or I for them. We will sacrifice ourselves or be willing to make such sacrifices, if so ordered by the Spirit of the Almighty Father. Search the scriptures, my brothers and sisters. They bear witness to these words. There are those who do not handle surprises well, and there are those who will be surprised and weather the shock with discipline. Pray on these matters, O Yasharal. Discuss these matters. While there are those who would teach to avoid the fear factor and show you scriptures in an effort to comfort you or promote a fearless position, this is wicked, my brothers and sisters. Anyone who's telling you, "Oh, don't be afraid. I'm not afraid of anything. I don't fear this. I don't fear this." If they do that without saying fear Yahuwah, something's wrong. Something wicked has raised his head. We must fear Abba Yahuwah. We must fear him in order to gain the knowledge of what must be done, in order to yield to the wisdom, the discipline that is necessary. Fear will rise, my brothers and sisters. It is the illusion to think that it will not. Let us not fear what man can do, but let us fear Abba Yahuwah and seek to lean into him, to hear his words, to see him work in us, through us, one towards another. Yes, there will be those who are victims of instructions that come out to say, don't be afraid of anything, don't fear anything, without qualifying such words. Be wise, O Yasharal. Let us know end times speak of much death and destruction ahead. End time speaks of travels for those who will fulfill the final exodus. End time speaks of the need for survival, safety, the need for set apart, the need for sacrifice. The scriptures inform us not to be afraid of what man can do, my brothers and sisters. I've mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. Proverbs 1:7 and 14:26. Proverbs 1:7 says, the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. And Proverbs 14:26 says, in the fear of Yahuwah is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. My brothers and sisters, it is important to discern wise counsel and those that are led by the Spirit of the Almighty Father. Otherwise, we are at risk of becoming victims to erroneous teachers and mores and pastors who are watering things down, who are spreading false lies, who are spreading a sense of comfort and security that is wrong. End times are real. Let us rise to the occasion. Believe it or not, those chosen by Abba Yahuah, those drawn to fulfill specific tasks, will prove to rise to the occasion, for it is necessary in order that scriptures be fulfilled. My brothers and sisters, there is much more to be said regarding survival, as well as the other components of end times core 4 transformation cycles. We cannot hide, nor can we, who must and will fulfill tasks assigned by the Almighty Father, change or alter the realities of what He has directed our footsteps, what He has directed us to do, what is ordered by Him. He knows what it takes to refine and discipline, to make and prepare His children, to obey His words, His orders. I will say this again, end times core 4, which are sacrifice, set apart, safety, and survival, none of these can stand alone. I will continue to post, my brothers and sisters. I will continue to post as I am compelled. I am confident that anything I present, if and only if there is life in these words, I am compelled to believe if it's life in these words, the Spirit of Yahusha will stir these messages within your spirit. They will contribute to the preparation of what is to come. I am confident that all instructions directed by the set-apart ones who must fulfill specific end-time events, all instructions from the Spirit of the Most High will come with confirmation. The Most High will be successful in doing all that He has promised. Stay tuned, my brothers and sisters. I'm compelled to believe that there are more instructions to come, whether spoken through me or another. They will come. If you are drawn to discuss these matters, I welcome your conversations. I welcome your fellowships. I know it is not about me. However, it is indeed about true worship and obedience to the Almighty Father. It is indeed about a set apart awakening nation rising together in unity to serve and worship the Almighty Father. I invite you to examine these messages with a prayerful mind, body, and soul, my brothers and sisters. Again, these series, End Times Core 4, Transformation Cycles, examine them prayerfully with focus, seeking to discern what is the Most High saying to you as it relates to sacrifice, set apart, safety, and survival. As the Spirit of Yahusha so moves you, let us rise up, O set apart family. Be encouraged. Our redemption indeed draws near. And all that is necessary for scripture fulfillment will be made clear directly by the Spirit of Yahusha, either to us through His Spirit or to us through those whom He chooses to use to spread the words of encouragement, the words that will help fuel our strength, that will contribute to our ability to endure until such time He is done with us in these physical bodies. Remember, O Yasharal, this plan belongs to the Most High. It is not something that the messenger that I have created. It is a plan for the Most High, and it comes with realities. And we are in the season of end times. I cannot stress enough how there is much work to be done. Pray. Pray some more. Study. Pray some more. And watch the disciplining hand of the Almighty Father, Yahuah's Spirit, sent in Yahusha's name, begin to work in us, through us, one towards another, to fulfill all that has been written and more. Until next time, my name is Symmanayah, and I bid you Shalum, Shalom, Shalom.